You're listening to Force Majeure, an actual play Star Wars podcast. My name is Adam and I'm your host, and today's episode will be brought to you after these words from our sponsors.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and others. My name is Dr. Tarleton Poon, Chief Psychologist of the Poon Institute for Wellness and Fortitude. I am here today to talk to you about our latest invention, the Dr. Tarleton Poon Electrothropic Harmonizer, an innovative device which uses the freshly discovered phenomenon of ultravivacatory harmonics to reset your body's internal processes and to increase all aspects of your health, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. The electrothropic harmonizer takes the form of a reinforced transducifying girdle adorned with throptrophic recalibrators and empathetic analyzers, all attached by the finest of shielded cabling to a specially calibrated ocnoscope and control box. Simply plug the control box into your power supply, connect the girdle, and put it on. The proprietary technology within the electrothropic harmonizer will then assess your current energistic profile and automatically begin releasing pulses of recalibratory energy through the girdle. You may feel some minor pain and jolts akin to galvanic shocks during the course of the treatment, which we at the Institute recommend lasts for 1 hour each day, save Remin's Day, where your body can relax into its new energistic configuration under the light of the sun and the grace of Remina. For your own Dr. Tarleton Poon's electrothropic harmonizer, please write to us at the Poon Institute for Wellness and Fortitude, Scrabbletide Avenue, Horizon City, HC44244, with your name, address, and contact details. And one of our specially trained wellness assessors will be in touch to discuss your needs forthwith. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and may you remain well, if not better.
Hey everybody, it's Mikey. I am the GM for The Doom That Came to Sanctaris, and I'm here with my players who have just bumped into an old friend. So, Adam, tell us a bit about your character and tell me a moment that you felt proud.
Hello, my name is Adam and I'm playing Rakeo Balazari, a Kalanat priest of the Church of Neridia, and I think the proudest moment that he's ever had was the point where he passed his novitiate and became a priest for the first time, a full-blown priest. And at that point, he was indeed a father as opposed to a Kalanat. Fathers are your more traditional ministers. They are the ones who proselytize. They are the ones who lead services. They are the ones who lead a congregation and do an awful lot of community outreach. It's not where he's ended up. He is a Kalanat, which is a specialist rank within the church of those priests which are touched more strongly by the goddess and tend to dedicate their time and their studies into the deeper mysteries of the faith. And he loves his current role. He loves it. He really does. And it's very much where he fits the best, but it still doesn't carry that same level of reward and joy as it did that first time that he stood, a full-blooded priest, preaching his very first sermon to his very first congregation.
My name's Ed Fortune. I'm playing the character of Captain Carter Heek. He is captain of an organization called the Shadow Vanguard, who are essentially frontier engineers in a world that requires people to make sure that ancient machines still run. Pride is very much a defining characteristic of a lot of Tynan, and certainly Carter as well, because they are constantly chasing that sense of pride in a job well done. And, you know, it's Star Wars, it's a beaver person. It's kind of leaning into beavers build dams, that's what we know about them. But if you think of a cartoon beaver with its chest puffed out, that's very much what Carter is like, and also many of his colleagues as well. So pride is a thing that he's always chasing, because he's always chasing perfection. He's always chasing the next job, making sure that the next job is done well. And it's like it's almost like the primary motivator, in the sense that if you were to read his emotions, pride is very much of what he is about. To the point that he's kind of immune to mockery because of it, because it's like, well, I know I've done a good job, I sort of thing.
Hi, I'm Ross. I'm playing Savriel Sai, who is a Northland soldier sharpshooter. I think all the pride he has really is a matter of professional pride. He's someone who's been hunting for artifacts for primarily his church, the Church of Remina, but he does have unusual, occasionally esoteric knowledge. Not often, but he's professional pride as far as he's managed to bring back a significant number of the relics he's been told to go after, completed a lot of the jobs that he's been told to. He's made a lot of contacts in the world. He would like to feel a bit more personal pride. There are things he's looking for as himself on a personal level, but he has the skills. He knows when he gets to that point.
Hi, I'm Lou. I'm playing Kuro Arak, a Shistavan and Trailblazer. Kuro just learned how to fly a Criffing airship in the space of a few days. Whilst she would never, that pride will always be disguised behind self-deprecating jokes and that slight arrogance of youth. But Kuro's pretty damn proud about that. It's very, very recent. I flew a Criffing airship. I also landed it. No one's dead. And the airship was only very slightly damaged.
Yeah, you're fine. It can definitely take off again, so that's a win.
Yeah, I remember you landed it perfectly. I was told that very clearly.
Yep.
The dust from the explosion and the explosions at the entrance to the cave cause dust to shimmer in the air. In the tunnel mouth, Colonel LaRue stands rigid, in silhouette, smoke curling around his boots and form. "You shouldn't have come here," he says softly. "She's using me." His voice is hoarse, his face is haggard. There's something wrong in his eyes. They're glass-like, too bright. Behind him, at the other end of the tunnel, there is movement in the shadows. What do you do?
You said there was someone with him, or someone behind him?
No. Behind him, at the other end of the tunnel, there is movement in the shadows. The other end of the tunnel is a good, I'd say, long range from where you are.
I'd like to stun shot him.
Cool. Shall we go to initiative?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was waiting for Kuro to be the one to react here, because you're the one with the biggest relationship.
Oh yeah, and it's just like that. You say that you're being used and you're not in control, I'm stun shotting.
Cool. Excellent. I'm not sure if there is surprise rounds in the Star Wars game, but we're going to have one. Would you like to do me an attack before we roll anything else? Because he wasn't ready for it, and then we'll roll initiative.
It's just standard difficulty again, isn't it?
Is he at short range or is he at medium?
I would say he's at short range, because he's at the end of the tunnel. You were working your way up to it.
I suppose that means I can see him as well, so it's a single
Yeah.
And any setback for defence?
No, not on him.
So yeah, just a single purple then.
Yeah, he's wearing a uniform. He's not wearing any armour.
Just a single purple.
But there might be spooky wooky force wibble.
Nope.
1 success and 1 threat. That is 8 damage, so it'll be up to 9.
You snap up the blaster carbine into a shooting position, and a halo of blue-white energy pulses from the front and hits him, coursing over his body and causing him to crumple to the floor. He is not unconscious, but he has taken a significant amount of stun damage here. And now we're going to roll initiative.
And I'm imagining it's vigilance for all of us except Kuro.
That is exactly right. Thank you.
I got 2 successes.
I got 5 successes and an advantage.
I got 4 successes and 2 advantage.
I have 1 success and 2 advantage.
Okay, so that is 2 players, 2 adversaries, then 2 players, and an adversary again. So, initiative order, players first. Who wants to go first? He's not on both knees, he's sunk to one knee.
I kind of feel maybe Kuro to carry on stunning him down.
I mean, that also feels very dramatic in the film. Blast again.
Yep.
Sorry, sir.
He looks up at you as you do this. He's not resisting or anything like that. You get it. I mean, he's scared. He has been mistreated significantly while he's been wherever he's been. But there's a moment of pride.
That is 2 successes and 1 triumph.
Yeah, he's unconscious from that without even getting into the triumph. What would you like for the triumph?
I would like that whatever hold has been over him, in that knocking him out has removed the compulsion over him.
That is the correct thing to say. Thank you very much. That was exactly what I was hoping you would say. And as he slumps to the ground, you see his eyes, as they close, just lose that glassiness, lose that kind of doll-like expression, as the rigidness of his face just slumps into something a little bit more recognizable. He kind of crumples to the side.
I would like to use my manoeuvre to move up to him to effectively try and fireman's lift him.
Saphriel, cover me!
Okay. We'll come back to you on that. You've moved up to him. The fireman's lifting is going to be an action, so you can do it next time. Okay. So, next, PC.
It makes sense for me to go next. I'm thinking I will like to raise a rifle and look at what's behind him in the shadows, and arguably to fire at it, but...
Do me a perception check, please. Difficulty is 1 red, 2 purple.
That is 3 success and 2 threat.
Okay, we're going to maintain on the strain of the room, so take the 2 off, strain off there for the threat. But the 3 successes, yes, there is a person at the end of the tunnel. They were skulking around a little bit up until now, but they look to be heading towards you. Single person wearing a cloak or a robe or something like that, quite tall, quite narrow, but you can, because that was essentially a looking thing, if you take some strain, you can shoot him as well if you well then. You did say you were looking down the corridor to shoot, so I will treat that like an aiming, like you can see what you're aiming at. You're not going to get any advantages for it, but you can also shoot.
It seems reasonable to shoot now and ask questions in a little while.
You can always stun shot as well.
That's true. I do have a stun setting on the carbine, so I'm going to use that.
Does the stun setting travel that far?
The rifle can shoot to medium range, whether it's death or stun. It both has the same basic range.
Right.
Yeah, and I can add to the range. Is it long range, this shot?
They're at long range at the moment, yeah.
So hang on, so how much strain would this be, just so I've got that part? So if I'm making the shot as well...
2 strain from the threat.
Just so I'm clear in terms of action economy, was it a manoeuvre for Saphriel to squint and locate this person?
Yeah.
So that's 1 manoeuvre. So it'd be a second manoeuvre and therefore 2 strain to take the sniper shot manoeuvre, right. And then as your action is just a shot.
So I'm taking 2 strain to increase the range of the shot?
Yes.
Okay.
Or you could take 2 strain to move into medium range further down the corridor. Depends if you want to stay all the way back down here and make it harder for they've got to run to come to get to you, I suppose.
I think I would prefer to stay at distance and let them come to us, because one, we've got the strength in numbers over here. But yes, it is going to make it more difficult for me to fire the shot. But then again, I've made it possible to fire the shot.
What's your dice against at the moment?
He's at long, so that'd be 3, so it goes up to 4.
And they increase the difficulty on it through adversary, so 5.
Adversary changes a purple to a red.
Right, okay. So yeah, one of them is a red on there, and they've also got a defense of 1.
So 1 red, 3 purple, 1 setback is your difficulty.
Yep, and 2 yellow and green is what I've got in favour, so this is not going to go well. It's 2 successes and 4 threat. So yeah, it's a stun setting, but it's damage 10.
So for your strain, I think you put the ancient carbine up to your shoulder and kind of focus on the aim, let off the shot. And as you do, you hear a crackle from inside, like a bolt of electricity internally just sparking, like it had shorted itself out. And the carbine's processor, the constant, very faint sound of the gun as it is in ready mode, stops.
Blasted sun's gone down on it.
And it stops. The person you shot at took the hit, and it definitely seemed to make them stumble, but they are still standing, and they are now on their go, heading your way. So they were at long range, and they take 1 manoeuvre to get to medium range, and then they take their second manoeuvre to get to short range. As they step in, you can see them a little bit clearer. Even though, as they walk down the corridor, you notice the wind follows them and their torches seem to gutter. Even the fully mechanical torches that you have seem to flicker as she gets closer. A gust of wind from somewhere, from nowhere, kicks up ash into the air. From the heart of it, a shape forms, tall, calm, terrible, as she enters into the light. Thorncrest steps into view. Her expedition gear in tatters, her face streaked with ceremonial paint. Veins glowing faintly beneath her skin like smouldering cracks in volcanic rock. In her right hand, she holds an artifact, a tube of dull metal burned to the ends. She turns her gaze to you, eyes glimmering like the twin moons behind smoked glass. She lifts her hand, and as she does so, she's taking strain to do an extraction on here, the runes on the wall of the black dome start to ignite a sullen, angry red. This is the same sort of energy that you saw when you did the look into the future, but it's not coming from the crystal, it's coming from her. And it pulses out. It is no way as powerful as the crystal where it soaked everything into the sarcophagus. And it doesn't even seem like it's going towards the sarcophagus. It is just emanating out from where she is, as if her very presence is setting off the runes for this area. She turns her eyes to you, glittering with terrible certainty. You brought the prison. That means we can begin. Who goes next?
If no one objects, Carter would like to, just sidelongs look at the fancy carbine, which he has not been using, pull out his revolver and shoot the mad person with the plasma torch.
Okay.
What's a fancy torch they have there? No idea what that is. But they're carrying a weird tube?
It's a melted stick, essentially. It's a weird tube thing with burnt, like molten metal at both ends.
Like a broken torch.
Like a plasma torch, yeah.
Yeah, some weird broken plasma torch. Right, yeah, shooting.
Okay. She's at close range.
I will remind us we have 4 light side points.
Oh, can I flip one of those?
Absolutely, you can.
Yep.
That's 2 successes and 4 advantage on a revolver.
Is that enough for a crit?
Crit is 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, slug throwers, their crit rates are really low.
Which makes sense because it's Star Wars. You want to be using blasters. Yes, so damage is 4. Slug throw pistol. So that's 6.
Yep.
4 advantage. Can I shoot them in the tube-wielding hand?
Yeah.
So they drop it, maybe?
Yep. It looks like they pulled out either a plasma torch or they pulled out the a ray from an engine and they're using it as a weapon. Either way, that needs to be put in a box with some yellow tape around it before it's made safe. Possibly even get a fire extinguisher out just to make sure it's okay. Once we get this person some help, because they've clearly gone insane.
Okay. Yeah. I'll allow you to use your advantage to disarm her. You shoot her in the hand. Yeah, surely.
Cool. Calmly unbuckles, draws, fires, gives a slight look at the blaster carbine, and there's he's smug. I was going to try and put it subtly, but he's smug about the fact that he has a gun that just works. He's an engineer. He's going to pick the thing that it just works. Look, you pull the trigger, the thing comes out. It works. Oh, have I got a maneuver spare?
You only just shot her, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass my carbine to Sevriel, or make it available for Sevriel to take it.
I mean, I have another rifle. But the
in which case I won't do that.
The father has it at the moment.
Oh.
I have a pistol on me, but the father has my other rifle.
Luckily, it's my go next.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just go through what actually happens. So you shoot at her, and she brings the tube up to defend against it, and you hit her right in the back of their hand in that traditional Skywalker place that people get shot. Her hand releases, and it doesn't drop and scatter. It drops and stays there. It's like the one ring. It just
Yes.
right by her feet. She scowls at you. She doesn't seem to be particularly very hurt from that shot, but she does seem particularly very angry from it. And next
Is Rakeo. So the first thing I'm going to do as an incidental is start muttering a prayer of protection to Neridia. And again, this is kind of a bit sotto voce, and it's like, Neridia, send your light down, shield me from harm. Neridia, send your light down, shield me from harm. I'm one with the Force is with me, stealth. And I'm committing my Force dice to sense, which means any attacks against me get upgraded once automatically.
Gotcha.
For my first manoeuvre, I pass Savriel. I can't see who he's shooting at, but I can figure that he's not happy, and I pass him his rifle off my back. And then for my other, I'm going to drop my action down to a second manoeuvre, and I'm going to move up to get to where Koro and the Colonel are, at which point I'm very close to Eve, and suddenly, she appears in my vision, and I go, oh no! But I'm going to be helping Koro with, oh no! with with Lambert trying to get him away from her down back to the corridor.
Okay.
NPC to go.
This is her other action because she's got Nemesis rules on here. So she's scowling at Heek, but as you get closer, Adam, she darts her head round to you and does something with her hand. She basically reaches out and raises her hands out, but her focus is entirely on you. So I'm going to spend a dark side to have an environmental effect go on.
Yeah, it's like as he gets there to help Kuro, and this bastion of darkness appears in his vision. He starts to think that maybe he's made the wrong choice, but of course he couldn't see her until he got here, and it was like oh no.
Adam, I'd say she is surrounded with this darkness. You did not spot it when you'd met her before.
No,
she is. Just you can see the force flowing from her, and as she put her hand up to light up the runes the last time she had a go, it's kind of seeping out of her, this red pulsing energy, and trickling across the floor. It is not reaching the sarcophagus. It is basically within close range of her. There is a kind of a pulse.
Yeah.
And as she raises her hand up further, there is a feeling of the power being pushed out of her. The runes on the floor pulse, faintly at first. Then, in a deep crimson room, the dust swirls unnaturally. No wind should move it. Around the chamber, the bones of long dead Vreen twitch, then move. Fingers curl, limbs creak. Ash-crusted skulls rise in unison. The Vreen live again. So, now her turn.
She's taking a legendary action.
Quick, don't let her get away. Break her legs.
I've got a thing on here called environmental dark side triggers, which she can use to spend a dark side point to give you as much light side points as you can to do little things in the room. I quite like.
Did a cutscene just happen? What?
Essentially, yes, a cutscene just happened. It's her go, though. She reaches her arm, her other arm. One of her arms is held up and doing something to these poor Vreen who spent their lives trying to keep Korath from doing whatever evil that he did, twitching to life. With her other hand, she puts it right down to the side and clenches. And in the same weight that the tube hit the ground, it shoots back up into her hand. And there's a weight to it. You can hear the slap as it hits her hand. She raises this strange metal cylinder, smooth and featureless, ancient. And for a heartbeat, she holds it still. Then she presses a hidden switch, and with a shriek of energy, a blade of crimson light erupts from the hilt. Humming with barely constrained power, the glow bathes the tomb, or at least the tomb around the tomb where you are, in a flickering red light, casting shadows like bleeding wounds across stone. You can feel the heat from the blade emanating off anybody who's at close range, or even closer. But it doesn't burn like fire. It's like a ozone type cutting heat. It is a sharpness to it. She turns her gaze towards you, Adam, and with a low, calm voice, "The weapon of Korath, a weapon of kings and executioners." And Adam, what defense are you on?
I am automatically upgraded because of my sense.
Yes.
And I have a melee defense of 2, so her difficulty to attack me is 1 red, 1 purple, 2 setback.
There it is. Yeah.
I'm going to flip a light side point. So it is 2 red, 2 setback to attack me. I'm 1 with the force, and the force is with me.
Yep. Okay, now you were hit, but not very badly because of all of the stuff you have already set up.
I'd argue that any hit with a lightsaber is bad enough, in fairness.
Yeah, that is going to be 7 damage.
Okay. But I think there is from Rakayo as this blade sweeps across him.
Okay. And that's her go. That's her go. There are, I would probably say from close enough to you, probably about 10, 12 of these Vreen kind of raising from the ground. We should probably put them in the initiative.
Yes. Whereabouts do you want them to go?
So it should go player, NPC, player, NPC, player, NPC. Okay, who wants to go first?
I kind of think either Kuro or Rikeo to get Lambert back, given that she's in melee effectively with both of us at this point.
Okay. Well, you can both go before her. So if you want to, you'll still get the activity, but if you want to combine so it's all happening at the same time, if you want to both move LaRue back.
I would probably step up so Rikeo can get the Colonel out of combat while I take the hit.
So if I go first then, as you kind of... Yeah, it's happening at the same time as you kind of shrug the Colonel onto me. I stagger back with my injury. I'm like, I can take him, Kuro. I can carry him back. Defend us. Do not let her pass. And do not let her hit you with that weapon. It really hurts.
Very badly burned.
And yeah, taking the weight of LaRue, I'm going to use my action also as a manoeuvre to double move the pair of us back down to, well, as far away from her as we can get to range bands, so we move back to long range. No, medium range.
Seeing as she's effectively in melee with us, I've got this ancient blaster carbine in my hand, so I'm going to level it against her chest, flick stun setting off to kill, and then I'm going to shoot her in the chest.
Okay.
The base difficulty is 3 purple for using a long arm in melee, so it'd be 1 red, 2 purple, and 1 setback.
Yeah.
Spend a manoeuvre to aim.
Yeah, I will do. To give myself a boost for that one.
Flip a light side if you want.
Yeah, you know what? I will.
Yep. So
I'll give you some back, I promise.
Thanks.
I'm not helping her.
Oh. Well, there's mixed results there. Good news. I absolutely shoot her with this gun, so that's 2 successes, so that is 10 points of lethal damage. But I also got a despair, so this isn't going to end well for me.
Okay. You point the weapon at her at point blank range, and there is a flash of light as you discharge it into her. She takes it in the stomach, and you can see the flesh where it's crisping up and the blaster wound spreading out from where you shoot. And these weapons are powerful, and having them at point blank range just really does do a lot of damage to them. She takes it. She doesn't fall, but she is clearly quite badly injured from that.
Take that, you criffing witch!
As the despair, she looks at you in the eye. She was keeping an eye on Adam all the way through, but as she shoots you, it's almost like you've just attracted her attention, and she flips her head round to you, grabs hold of the carbine, and rips it out of your hands, scattering it across the floor. And that I think will be your despair. We'll disarm you on that.
Well, that was much better than I was expecting.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we disarmed her on 4 threat, so I think a despair can be equivalent to a 3, so that seemed perfectly reasonable.
I thought you were going to riposte and shank Kuro with a lightsaber, personally.
That's what I was thinking. I was expecting me to shoot her, so her to reciprocate.
You are lucky the fact that she is not really a lightsaber fighter and a different sort of force user, that she doesn't have all of those wonderful things like parries and ripostes. She rips it out of your hands and then darts her head back towards Adam, and it's her go. She makes the distance between where she was and to yourself and comes into very close range, stepping up. Her confident gait as she enters the room is gone. She is quite clearly injured, and you expect possibly this is just adrenaline that's pushing her forward. She has a massive wound in her stomach, and she's been shot in the hand she is holding the lightsaber with. She is not doing well, but she makes her way up to you in a very similar lurching fashion that you do when you don't have your cane or if you're under any sort of stress, and reaches out her hand. What's your discipline?
1 yellow, 1 green. Oh no, 1 yellow, 2 green, in fact.
Excellent. Adam, you can't help it. She's in your head. You are a bastion of focus and discipline. You are a priest you are looked up to for your strength of mind and strength of character. But she's in your head. You've never really felt anybody with the powers that you have doing something like this. It doesn't seem to be coming from the goddess. It is power, but it is sharp and violent and pushes into your thoughts. That's 2 successes and 1 threat. She clearly, this is causing her some strain to do so. but she pushes into your mind. And before you know it, the box is out of your bag. It's still boxed up and everything like that, but she has compelled you to pull it out to retrieve it. She has. You're still holding on to it. You don't have to give it to her or anything like that, but it is now in your other hand as you hold LaRue.
Well, I can't imagine I've dropped LaRue to swing the backpack off, and he's now crumpled unconscious by my feet as very mechanically I'm rooting through the backpack, pulling this out.
Yeah.
Hand shaking.
Yeah. She still has her lightsaber held in her hand, but she's not holding it up to strike you or anything like that. She's holding it down and kind of pushing into your mind.
Yeah.
And that's her go.
Play a character next.
If you want to go ahead, I'm happy.
So, given the fact that Rikeo has box in hand, the safety first, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm substantially shorter than everyone else. I'm going to run underneath these outstretched hands, grab the box, and then I'll take strain to do it, run to Apier, and get as far out the way as possible. If you want to play the Flash Gordon American football rugby music in the background, I am absolutely going for a bundle.
You run through, and just as Adam holds up the box in his trembling hands, it's snatched away. Because you don't have any compulsion to hold on to it. You're there to hold it up. It's snatched away as you dart further into the room. Not going too near the pedestal, going round it. And it is very much like the Flash Gordon American football scene, because there are maybe a dozen or so Vreem that have popped up, which you have to dart around. You're not going to get to your B in this round, but you have to basically go through a football team of undead frog people who are trying to stop you. So you're on your way with it tucked under your arm.
Is that an athletics check, or are you happy for me to...
I'm going to get an athletics check to see how far you get, yes.
Cool. Can I flip another light side? Does anyone object?
No, sure.
We've got 2 left. Yeah, sure, why not?
Cool. Because that gives me yellow, yellow, purple, purple, which is not bad.
Quarterback it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a success. I think at least 2 of them, looking at those results, at least 2 of them shouldered towards me as I jump over them.
You leap over them very much like in Starship Troopers, where they're playing the game with...
Flip kick 3-hole.
Yeah. You're in the middle of them and about halfway towards your B, ready to escape.
Cool.
It is that same football team of undead Vreen to go next, though, I'm afraid, Ed.
Ed, the first thing you notice as you're going through and breathing through your nose in an athletic type way is that these things, now they started moving, have a stench. I would like you to roll me a resilience roll, please. 3 dice.
Oh, this could be quite bad. One. I rolled 1 threat there.
It's 1 threat. So you take a strain from the reek of decay and forced corruption that you have just entered into the space of.
He's mostly nose on the face as well, so there's very much a kind of thing as his nose wrinkles up. It's covered in dust and sand now.
Okay. So they swarm you. There are 3 lots of minions, and only 1 minion group is swarming you at the moment. The other 2 haven't quite reached. They're going to move in close to, close range to you, so they will have problems with those next round. They've got like rusted blades of like a dark metal in their hands, and ignoring the fact that you're trying to play a non-contact or at least a non-weapon sport, they go for you. Okay, that is just 1 success, so that is 7 damage. Ooh. Savriel, what are you doing?
My thinking is that this woman who's walking is the cause of the raising of the Vreen at this point. So I'm thinking if I stop her, then it's going to stop them. I might not be correct about that, but they weren't waking up until she arrived, so it seems logical at the minute. So I'm going to target her and I'm going to fire a shot. Do I need to do any kind of maneuver just because I'm putting down the ancient blaster carbine and picking up the rifle that Rokio has handed me?
Maneuver if you don't have quick draw, so
okay.
I used a maneuver to give it him, so could I have effectively paid the tax? The maneuver, because I used a full maneuver to get it off my back and pass it over to him, so...
Why not?
I'm happy either way, I'm just asking, because I would like to apply a true aim maneuver to this.
Okay.
That is my maneuver. In that case, I can upgrade what would be my difficulty in making this shot then.
Your difficulty on this shot, what range are you at, sorry?
I'm not sure, she's come past...
You're at the thing, she went twice, so you're on medium range.
Okay.
So 1 red, 1 purple, 1 set.
Yeah. I'm going to flip a dark side because you've got hardly any light side now to make that 2 red.
Okay. That's 3 successes,
Mm-hmm.
2 advantages, and a despair.
Okay. Right. Do your damage.
Have I got that right? That's 3 successes because the despair would count. Is that also a failure? So we do that 2 successes.
Yeah, despair is also a failure.
That's 11 damage in total.
You blast off the weapon you're somewhat more comfortable with, and it hits her right in the between the shoulder blades. She stumbles forwards. Clearly, she now has enough damage that you can't see how she's still standing. It doesn't seem right. Even one of those shots would have caused at least somebody to falter, but she is faltering, but in the most minor way, just stumbling slightly and pushing forward, almost like, and this is something that you notice more, that the rage is pushing her to try and complete what she is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Your despair.
If you want that bullet to have gone through and hit me, I'm happy with that.
I mean, if his other weapon explodes, that's just funny.
I was going to make one other possibility, which is, and then there's this bomb that's going off that we've all failed to pay attention to because we're concentrating on other things.
It's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry your pretty little head about the bomb. I know when that's going off. We're not going to get rid of your despair by something that's already happening.
Okay. I don't know where it's going to go.
I know you don't. So, you shoot her in the back, and she falters forwards, and she kind of steadies herself and puts her arms down to the side, and you can see the veins of light, of molten light, just pumping up and down her arm, and her saber just sparks, and there is a crackle as the energy becomes more chaotic and angrier. And whilst you could put up with the constant light of the lightsaber before, this lightsaber now flashes and crackles, and it's just enough just to stop you from being able to really focus on any point in the that you're looking at, because it's not a consistent thing you can get used to. It's a constant crackling and sparking of basically welding energy, and it is going to cause you I think for the rest of the combat you're going to have a setback.
Okay.
It's her second go.
Okay. Adam, you can see her stumbling now. She still looks resolute. She still looks almost confident, but her brain is cashing checks her body really can't deal with. She is faltering on this. But she spits at you in anger, not spits out at you, basically, and pushes past where you and LaRue were towards where Heek was, taking both of her maneuvers to get into a closer range to yourself as well. She's pushing herself further than she really can do to get there. Ed, as she gets into range with you, what's your discipline? Hey, you took it off the guy who can survive these things.
Yeah. No, it felt like an appropriate idea at the time. I have an amazing 1 paper in discipline.
So that's a single purple then.
Right.
It was nice being.
She rolled 2 yellow, 2 green, and a purple, and she got free advantage.
Oh wow!
She did not succeed in making you do anything that you wanted to do. However, I would say somewhat of the advantage that she has is because of the dodging and American football hijinks that you're doing, you realise that you're quite close to the pedestal now. You didn't intend to get here, and you just dart your eyes out, and there's a close-up on your eyes as you do it. You dart your eyes out, and you see the fuse getting closer and closer, and then you dart back to your football game already in progress.
Yeah, I've been pushed away from where I'm trying to get, so I'm... Yeah.
You can tell that she wants you to give her the crystal, because you could hear that in your mind, but you pushed it back and you were able to force her out of your mind. But with all of this stuff that's going on, you're a little bit too close to this pedestal now.
She's not health and safety certified. She shouldn't be handling artifacts like this at this level. It's a textbook. Absolute textbook.
I'm going to spend a dark side point. Ed, you glance towards where the pedestal is, and you glance towards where everybody else is, and you know that she's behind you because you can feel her mind pushing into you. And as you glance back up towards the Vreen frog corpses launching at you with their weapons and claws, you double take and glance back towards the pedestal. That is very, very close. There's a huge explosion in the room. Just, there is a white, bright light and sound. And that's where I'm going to end it for today. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for this. We'll see what happens next week when we, I don't know, really, conclude this fight, conclude the adventure. It really depends on how well they do. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Force Majeure is played using the Star Wars Force and Destiny game system by Edge Studios. Our intro music is by the amazing Sly Fox Audio. Check out more of her work at soundcloud.com/SlyFoxAudio. Our outro music is Suburban Outlaw instrumental version by Forget the Whale, used with gratitude under a Creative Commons license. Many of the sound effects and soundscapes are created using Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sounds. If you're enjoying the show and want to support us, there's 3 ways you can do that. The first is by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/forcemajeurepod, where for as little as $1 a month you get access to outtakes, adverts, various other stuff, and my fortnightly ramblings. You can drop us a coffee at ko-fi.com/forcemajeurepod, or you can leave us a rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to interact with us, there's a few ways you can do that. We are on the social medias, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter as @ForceMajeurePod, and we're over on Mastodon as @ForceMajeurePod at dice.can. You can also join our Discord, link in the show notes. Thank you very much for listening and being with us as we tell these stories. We hope you are having fun, and we will see you next time.